Rajesh is born in a small, unknown village in the Uttar Pradesh state of India, a few hours away from the city. The village is surrounded by vast fields. The houses are mostly made of mud bricks, and the cracked floors, a result of the intense heat, reflect the poverty of the village. Power outages are frequent, and the villagers start working at the first light of day. Rajesh's father, Mahendra, rents a small piece of land to farm. However, due to issues such as drought and low crop prices, he struggles to provide for his family. The family often survives on just one meal a day. Rajesh's mother, Sunita, tears up from the smoke while cooking, but there is nothing she can do about it. Even Rajesh's childhood games have adapted to the hardships. He plays with toys made of stones with his friends, or runs along the narrow paths between the fields. While the other children play cricket with stones, Rajesh watches the trees, birds, and sunsets in the village. He is always observing something. These moments are the first signs of his future artistic spirit. Rajesh's family sends him to the only school in the village. The school roof leaks, the benches are broken, and sometimes the teachers don't come for months because they haven't been paid. But Rajesh makes an effort to learn even amidst these shortcomings. His favorite part of school is when the social studies teacher tells stories about the great leaders and artists of India. It's also here that he first hears the name, Aamir Khan. However, after school, Rajesh's responsibilities begin. He helps his father on the farm, he plows the soil, irrigates the fields, and during harvest time takes on the heaviest tasks. Even while doing all this, his dreams are always in his mind. His imagination is so strong that even the ordinary days in the field transform into stories in his head. One day, his mother says to him, "Rajesh, you are the son of a farmer. Our life is all about hard work. We don't have time to be distracted by dreams." These words hurt Rajesh, but they also make him more determined. Maybe my mother is right, but there's something inside me, he thinks. One day, his father brings an old radio from the market. That radio opens the doors to the world for Rajesh. The radio plays songs from Bollywood films, interviews with actors, and tells stories. Rajesh listens to these voices with admiration. He gets especially excited every time Aamir Khan's name is mentioned. He learns that Aamir's films always have a message: education, equality, justice. Maybe one day I can tell stories like him, he thinks. One of the biggest events in the village is a wedding from the neighboring village. A photographer from the city comes to immortalize the wedding. Rajesh watches the photographer's camera with awe. The man lines up the people during the wedding and says, "Now smile." Rajesh sees such a machine for the first time in his life. In that moment, a spark lights up in his mind. I want to capture moments like this one day. But to make such a dream come true is nearly impossible due to the lack of money. Rajesh's mother notices his interest, but says with a bitter smile, "That machine is not a part of our world, my son." On Rajesh's 15th birthday, his father surprises him. He has found a second-hand camera in the market and spent all of his savings on it. Even though the camera is old and broken, to Rajesh, it is the most valuable possession in the world. That day, even while working in the field, he carries the camera with him and starts taking pictures of everything he finds: a farmer and his ox, birds flying at sunset, his mother gathering firewood. Each frame tells a story to him. Aamir Khan decides to shoot his new movie in rural India. The film is called Seeds of Hope and focuses on a farmer's struggle for survival. As always, Aamir wants to tell a realistic story and chooses a real village for the location. His team picks Rajesh's village for some of the scenes. Excitement spreads throughout the village. People are eager to see Bollywood's biggest star. Rajesh is one of them, but as always, he doesn't neglect his work in the field. The filming crew wants to shoot a scene next to Rajesh's family's farm, so they work there for a few days. While working in the field, Rajesh watches the filming crew. From time to time, he tries to catch a shot with his old camera. His eyes aren't on the scene, he's busy capturing the details of his surroundings. This catches Aamir's attention. Amid the hustle and bustle of the set, Aamir notices that Rajesh is trying to capture a frame whenever he gets the chance. One day during a lunch break, Aamir decides to watch Rajesh. During the short break from the set, Aamir Khan quietly approaches Rajesh. As Rajesh tries to fix his camera, he suddenly finds Aamir standing in front of him. He freezes with his old camera in his hands and can't speak. Aamir, with a warm smile, says, "What are you capturing, my friend?" Rajesh eagerly shows the photos he took. The light, composition, and emotional depth in the frames impress Aamir. If you can capture such impressive photos with such an old camera, who knows what you could do with better equipment, he says. As Aamir repeatedly looks at the photos Rajesh took, the details he notices in the frames touch his heart. A shot of children playing barefoot, a woman holding a rosary, a young farmer beside an old well. Aamir senses there's a story in these photos. This isn't just a moment, it's the essence of life. The play of light in the photos, the careful placement of the subject, and the emotions reflected through Rajesh's lens seem like the work of a professional. Aamir steps back and observes Rajesh. He notices Rajesh bent at the edge of the field, plucking a flower. As he watches the care in his hands and the concentration on his face, he recalls his own past. He too once understood how important it was for people to believe in dreams when he was an unknown young actor. When the set breaks, Aamir grabs a bottle of water and walks over to Rajesh. Rajesh freezes when he notices a large figure approaching him. Aamir asks, "Hey, young man, are you interested in photography?" Rajesh, initially stunned, can't respond. His eyes widen and his heart races. Finally, he stammers, Yes, sir, but I just take pictures for myself. It's not much." Aamir smiles and says, "You're wrong. Your photos are some of the most meaningful shots I've seen. A professional eye says that." Rajesh lowers his head in embarrassment. "I only shoot in my spare time. It's nothing more than a hobby," he mutters. At that moment, Aamir is drawn to Rajesh's peasant clothes, cracked hands, and the simple expression on his face. He looks at him more closely and says, "A good artist draws inspiration from where they are. I think I need to hear your story." When Aamir returns to the set, he immediately goes to share his thoughts with the team. The production manager, set designer, and a few crew members are gathered around a table discussing the scene. Aamir sits down and begins to speak. "Today I discovered a talent in the field. He was watching us and taking photos. I saw his pictures. They are amazing. This young man should work with us." The production manager responds in surprise. "Sir, is that possible?" "He's just a farm boy. Hasn't had any formal training. Wouldn't it be risky to place such an amateur in our crew?" Aamir replies patiently, "We don't measure people by their education or status. Talent is innate. We have to give him a chance." A silence falls over the team. No one dares to oppose Aamir because everyone knows how successful he is at discovering talent. The decision is made to bring Rajesh onto the set. The next morning, when Aamir brings the farm boy onto the production set, it grabs everyone's attention. Rajesh, with his old clothes and simple demeanor, looks quite different from the rest. His eyes reflect a mix of excitement and fear. A few crew members whisper amongst themselves, pointing out that he's from the village, but Aamir doesn't mind. Aamir introduces Rajesh to everyone. "This is Rajesh. He'll be working with us now. I have a lot of faith in his photography. He will be our eyes," he says. At first, Rajesh is intimidated by the chaos of the set, the big cameras, lights, and so many people. But Aamir guides him every step of the way. He shows him how the cameras work, explains the subtleties of scene preparation. One of the things that interests Rajesh the most is the attention to detail in the set design. Aamir takes the time to explain how important it is to convey emotion in a scene. At one point, Rajesh asks Aamir, "Sir, as such a famous and successful person, why are you helping someone like me?" Aamir smiles and responds, "I'm here because someone believed in me once. I was given a chance to chase my dreams. Now it's my turn. This is the cycle of our lives." Aamir gives Rajesh a task to test his photography skills. He asks him to create a photo series documenting a day in the life of the village. Rajesh begins working with great care. He captures women working in the fields, the joy of children, the wise gazes of the elderly, and the beauty of village life. Aamir is impressed by the shots. During this time, word spreads that Aamir is working on a new film. The film focuses on the struggles and hopes of rural life in India. Aamir tells the team that Rajesh's photographs have inspired the project. Rajesh is no longer just a village boy. He is announced as the official photographer for Aamir's film. During the shoot, he not only takes photos but also offers Aamir ideas about story details and scene setups. Aamir values the young boy's perspective greatly. During one scene, Rajesh makes a suggestion to Aamir. In this scene, the camera should be at a lower angle. This way, you can show the character's determination more powerfully. Aamir follows his suggestion, and the scene becomes perfect. Aamir expresses his trust in Rajesh at every opportunity. One day, he says to him, "Don't just take pictures. If you have something else to say to the world, you can tell it in other ways behind the camera. If my stories are this simple, yours could be much more fascinating." This dialogue opens a new door in Rajesh's mind. He starts looking for a way not only to take photos, but to tell his own stories. Rajesh gets a huge opportunity to share his photos and projects with a wider audience. Aamir decides to introduce Rajesh's work to a prestigious art gallery in India. Rajesh, who never imagined this moment while he was taking amateur photos in his small village, now sees his work being displayed in the art world. When Aamir explains the importance of the exhibition to Rajesh, he says, "These aren't just photos. They are snapshots of your past, your struggles, and all the challenges you've faced in life. These will touch people's hearts." A large crowd attends the opening of the exhibition. Rajesh's longtime village friends and some local press members have been invited. However, the biggest surprise for Rajesh is when Aamir gives a speech for him at the event. Aamir takes the microphone, turns to the audience and says, "Today we are not just witnessing a photo exhibition but the realization of a dream. Rajesh has grown not only by working in the fields but also through the challenges he faced in life. His journey in this world is an example to all of us. No matter how difficult the circumstances, with determination and perseverance, anything is possible." Rajesh tells us every moment through his photographs. His vision could be a part of all of us. When Rajesh hears these words, his eyes fill with tears. In that moment, he realizes once again the meaning and impact of the photos he has taken over the years. Each photo is more than just capturing a moment. It is the essence of a life. This exhibition not only introduces him to the world, but also sends a message to all of India and the world. Difficulties should never hold a person back. On the contrary, overcoming them can be a source of strength for every individual. During the press conference after the exhibition, they ask Rajesh the biggest question: "What does success mean to you? Where will these photos take you?" Rajesh thinks for a moment and takes a deep breath. He responds, "Success is not living this moment, turning a dream into reality. Success is taking one step forward every day. For me, success is being able to tell a story in these photos." After the exhibition, Rajesh's life changes instantly. The art gallery becomes a major platform introducing his photos to the world. His interest in photography grows in India and even globally, earning him international fame. The media tells the story of Rajesh's transformation from a low-income village boy to a world-renowned artist. Rajesh is now not just a villager but one of India's youngest and most inspiring photographers. Aamir continues to guide Rajesh in his rapidly rising career. One day, he offers a new suggestion: "Don't stop here. Touch the world not only with your photos, but also with your own story. By using social media, you can reach a wider audience and share your experiences with them." Initially, Rajesh hesitates to use social media platforms just for fun. However, encouraged by Aamir, he decides to open Instagram and Twitter accounts. In no time, the photos and writings he shares attract a large following. The captions under his photos convey his inner strength and determination to overcome the challenges he faces in life. Rajesh becomes not just a photography phenomenon but also a figure of inspiration for young people. Aamir always keeps track of Rajesh's social media accounts and supports him. After every post, Rajesh's morale improves because each photo he shares touches more people. A post he writes saying, In this world full of difficulties, being able to see beauty and share it is a great fortune. Gets liked and shared by thousands of people. Over time, Rajesh discovers his interest in cinema, in addition to photography. Aamir supports this side of him and encourages him to make films. Aamir says, "I believe you can tell your stories not just with photos, but with a film. What you have lived and seen should touch people all around the world." Inspired by years of observations and his photos, Rajesh begins writing his own movie script. This film is a drama about rural life in India, the challenges people face, and their efforts to hold on to life despite those challenges. During the production phase of the film, Aamir and Rajesh work together. As Rajesh portrays a character in his film that reflects his own life, he strives to bring the authenticity and sincerity of life in his village to the screen. Aamir guides him throughout the production process. Towards the end of the film's shooting, Aamir gives Rajesh one last piece of advice. "The people whose lives I've touched didn't just help you. You've touched their lives too." This film shows that you've grown not just as a photographer, but as a storyteller. No matter how big the challenges, every person has a creative power inside them. Discovering that power is the greatest success. Rajesh internalizes Aamir's words. After the shoot, with all the emotions that have built up in his heart over the years, he turns to Aamir one last time when the cameras are off and says, "My story is so much more than just a photograph or a word. Sometimes people think they are so alone in life, but no one is ever truly alone. Each of us has within us a strength, a hope. If we believe in each other, the challenges we face in life will only turn into more opportunities." As the final scene of the film slowly fades from the screen, Rajesh's words resonate in the hearts of the audience. This is not just a film, it's the story of a life, a struggle, and the hope within every human being. Rajesh's final words touch every viewer. No matter how big the difficulties, hardships, and obstacles in life, with the belief and love in our hearts, we can overcome anything. By believing in each other, supporting one another, we can turn every challenge in life into an opportunity. Finally, before the film screen goes black, this message that touched Rajesh's heart settles into the soul of every viewer. Behind every challenge in life, there is hope. Just don't lose faith in your heart. And this film becomes a reminder not just for Rajesh but for all of us, leaving a mark in our lives. Hope never fades, as long as we move forward with love and belief with every step we take.